when you leave one situation and jump over into some new territory that's kind of risky and exhilarating at the same time, and you're taking more responsibility for your own happiness and your creativity, and in a sense, I mean, you're working without a net. It was kind of a challenge to think about how to put the guitar forward without it being kind of, you know, gratuitous. So one way was to extend the solos out and to almost make them more like live approach, which are longer solos, maybe a little faster, a little less tasteful. One of the freedoms that you have when you have been working on a sound that you can call your own and have been doing it for a while is that you don't necessarily have to include the style du jour into what you're doing. I mean, you know, obviously to turn on MTV or whatever and to see some of the styles that are prevalent now, it really has no relation to what I'm doing. And in a sense, you can still lead without having to follow. Fleetwood Mac was it was a tough decision. It was something that maybe for me had been overdue a little bit. As I said, we had worked on some songs that were to have been a third solo record. The needs of the group sort of suddenly loomed on the horizon and said, well, we've got to make another Fleetwood Mac album. At that time, the band had already become quite fragmented. There were 5 managers and a whole bevy of lawyers. And I had the choice of, you know, I could have continued to make a solo record. They offered me that choice, which would have meant that they would have gotten, you know, cameo producers, and I would have gone in and just played guitar, basically. You don't want to leave when it's going to be a big blow to everyone else. There was a certain responsibility inherent in sort of being the architect of the sound in that way, so, you know, you get through that, and you try to make a clean break and move on, I guess. Tusk is still the album that I would think of as my creative high water mark in Fleetwood Mac, and it's a totally subjective thing. People either see that or they don't. I have a studio in the house, and we had recorded almost all of Tango in the Night up here, and right towards the end of that, when I knew I was going to be leaving, the band was in the studio recording, and I was across the hall in my bedroom writing Soul Drifter. As you say, it's a song about jumping over into some new territory and out of this town. Ain't no use hanging around. And there's something very symbolic about that. In a sense, that song is very much representative of the emotional thread that runs through the album. It certainly has a nod to the Tin Pan Alley style of writing, which I was very interested in. And the song itself, being the first one, because it really was dealing with that emotional tone, was pretty much a springboard for everything else, I think, on the record. I'm a soul drifter, and I'm out of this town. Ain't no use hanging around, you see. My heart was broken, my part was spoken. Now the ground has opened all around me. I'm a soul drifter, and it's out of my hands. So it's off to other lands, you see. It's a new dawn, so it's so long for the soul lifter, the soul drifter. That's me. Hi, I'm Lindsey Buckingham, and you're watching ABC in Concert.